A few months ago, I discovered a new Sega Genesis game being made called Black Jewel Reborn. It's based on a PC release from 2017 that was done old school C64 style, right from the way it started up to its color and soundtrack. That game was actually pretty good, so the foundation of what you are about to see was already rock solid. Black Jewel Reborn was developed by PSCD Games, who have made a few other titles for the Genesis as well. They decided to take that original 2017 game and remake it for a number of classic consoles. There was a Kickstarter up for them that was fully funded, and you can now pre-order the Genesis edition on the developer's website. They also put up a playable demo that I'd like to show you here today. This one definitely puts you in mind of Roston, a game I was quite fond of as a kid. Let's go ahead and fire up that demo and see what it has to offer. Starting the demo reveals that it is a two-player co-op capable adventure with two selectable heroes. There is Ryan the warrior, who wields a powerful sword, and there is Julia the Amazon, who has a whip to battle her foes. The story crawl reveals that the evil Darkor has stolen the Black Jewel and intends to use it to conquer the kingdom. Your job is to fell his minions, recover the Black Jewel, and return it to the Temple of Power. What we have here is a good old-fashioned arcade fantasy hack-and-slash adventure, meaning you'll be cutting down your enemies with melee weapons and using magic when you have it. Ryan is the barbarian type, who can attack with his sword while standing, jumping, and crouching. Julia is more your Simon Belmont analog, who can also attack while standing, jumping, and crouching, but uses a whip instead of a sword. Both have a crouching slide that can go under enemy attacks. The life gauge uses the character's portrait in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. The more damage you take, the more your picture looks like a skeleton. The bad guys in the demo here don't really pose much of a threat. They walk their predetermined routes and stand idle while you slaughter them. This feels pretty good though, as each of your hits causes a short stun animation, which gives you the upper hand once the combo begins. It's actually a great opening stage that allows you to come to grips on the timing of your attacks and play around with your additional abilities. These include a dashing special that does big damage and recharges as you kill additional enemies. Each hero also has a god power that clears everything on the screen. You don't get but a few of these, so I expect them to play a large role in the late game and during the more difficult boss encounters. As you make your way through stage 1, flat ground gives way to more verticality, making you believe there will be an element of platforming in the later areas. When you get to the big bad guy of the level, he performs as an early boss should. His pattern is simple, and his attacks are easily avoidable with the skills you have gained so far. Unleash your fury, and he'll fall in no time. The first thing you'll notice about Black Jewel Reborn is that it's a very nice looking and sounding experience. The backgrounds echo what you'd see in something like Castlevania. Sprites are small but nicely detailed, with smooth gameplay and nice death animations. In fact, it's worth dying a few times just to see the continue screen play out. It was also cool how you got a Ninja Gaiden style cinematic when the boss appears. It added an old school charm that I really hope the rest of the game builds on. But man, what I really want to praise is that soundtrack. There are touches and elements from half a dozen classic titles mixed into this masterful, aural experience. The sound test in the options menu contains a number of excellent entries, and nearly all of them have that great FM twang that defines so many arcade and Genesis games. Let's do a quick rundown so you can get a taste of what I'm talking about. short demo was a lot of fun. It doesn't try and reinvent the wheel when it comes to the genre, and has a strong enough presentation to make me quite curious to see the rest of this one play out in the final version. If I had to offer any advice to the developers, I would say that it would be nice if the heroes had some more defining characteristics. Whether in the way they move, jump, attack, or their specials, they are currently incredibly similar. Since the core hack-and-slash gameplay is fairly simple in nature to begin with, the heroes themselves could offer some valuable variety. Perhaps one could jump higher and move faster at the cost of a weaker melee attack. Maybe give the Amazon a longer attack range, but balance that with a lesser amount of hit points. Maybe the magic could have levels similar to how it worked in Golden Axe. Instead of just one major nuke attack, there could be 3 stages of varying effectiveness. I feel that just a few small tweaks to the gameplay could elevate this from a fun curiosity to something the community really goes after as a must-play. I'd also like to take a moment and focus on the other platforms this is in development for. Not only will this hit the Genesis, but it's also coming to the Super Nintendo, Game Boy, and NES. While the Genesis version is furthest along in the development cycle, none of them are finished, so be sure to let the developer know what you think and recommend any changes you'd like to see. In the description of this video, you'll find a link to the pre-order page and the developer's social media accounts. If you have any interest at all, let them know what you think. I'm Sega Lord X. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.